From your Valentine, a summary of history of Valentine, its development and evident changes up to the 21st century. That is what we are going to be talking about today. Hi guys, welcome back to Knox View History, and today's video is just the history of Valentine. The 14th of February is another day celebrated annually by individuals, couples, families, and friends. It signifies the days that people show love either by giving out gifts such as candy, cards, romance, or. So today's video is just because it's February 14th and there is a need to know more about the celebrated season of love apart from Christmas. So before going into the deep concept of history of Valentine, let me know how you view it. How do you see Valentine? Do you perceive Valentine for love, for whatever you think it is? Let me know. So for me, I see Valentine as the season to show love, agape love, self-love, to mention a few. So when there's self-love and when it is achieved, it goes beyond the I factor. You become one engrossed in making other people feel loved, happy, and calm. So it goes beyond just February 14th. That's how I see, Valentine. It's a time to celebrate love, to demonstrate love to people around you, to not take love for granted. Some people take it as, a day attached to so many love affairs, to mention a few. But for me, I see it as an opportunity to share love. So I'm going to answer some questions with this video, and with this post you can check out novviews.com. The first question is, what is the concept of love? The second question is, where did it originate from? The third question is, who made the concept of love prominent? Then the fourth question is, why is so much red attached to love? Red roses, red packages, to mention a few. It is believed that the idea and history of Valentine was not really documented, and the records available were ruined. What remained of the records and evidence traces the origin of Valentine Day to a man named Saint Valentine or Valentinus. Information on Saint Valentine's life are scarce, and what little is known was passed down and finally printed in the year 1260 in Legenda Sanctorum by Jacobus de Voragine, and in the Nuremberg Chronicles 1493. Saint Valentine was speculated to be the priest in Rome or a bishop, and you can see a picture of Saint Valentine. Is like one of the people that is celebrated as the founder of Valentine. So Saint Valentine was speculated to be a prince in Rome or a bishop in Terni, central Italy. During the reign of Emperor Claudius, there was an edict that prohibited young people from getting married, especially soldiers. This edict was refused by Saint Valentine, and he stood his ground, and stood up for a traditional marriage, secretly marrying soldiers to their young bride, thus risking the emperor's anger. Emperor Claudius also demanded that Christians deny their conscience and worship pagan idols. This Saint Valentine also refused, as he was dedicated to the ideals of Christ. Saint Valentine was arrested, dragged before the prefect of Rome, imprisoned and condemned to die. Before his execution, documents showed that Saint Valentine spent time with his jailer's daughter, Asterius, which Julia, and she was blind. It taught her about God, about Rome, about nature, and closer to when his death, Asterius asked Saint Valentine to pray for his blind daughter, and she miraculously gained her sight. The jailer converted and was baptized, along with many others. Right before his execution, Saint Valentine wrote a note to the jailer's daughter, signing it with "Your Valentine," from Your Valentine. So Saint Valentine was beaten with clubs, with sticks. He was beaten with a lot of things. Clubs, stones. And that did not kill him. So when this failed to kill him, he was beheaded outside the Flaming Gate on February 14th, 269 AD. So the origin of the usage of hearts on St. Valentine's Day is believed to have been originated from the act of Saint Valentine, in which he cut out heart shapes from parchment while he gave to the soldiers and persecuted Christians. So when you're thinking about where the art symbols that comes out everywhere during Valentine, this should give you a knowledge of where it originated from. Okay, so let me just say that again. The origin of the usage of art on St. Valentine's Day is believed to have originated from the act of St. Valentine, in which he cut out heart shapes from parchment when he gave soldiers and persecuted Christians, reminding them of God's love and their vows. Guys, that's it's so amazing. Now that we know where the art shape was gotten from, let's jump right into finding out about the date of the Valentine's Day. In 496 AD, Pope Gelasius designated February 14 as Saint Valentine's Day. This was to celebrate a martyr who was standing for what he believed in and helped others believe and achieve through his action. In 1393, known as the High Middle Age, the father of English literature, Geoffrey Chaucer, wrote a book titled Parliament of Fowls. In it, he denotes that birds choose their mates in mid-February, for this was St. Valentine's Day, when every bird of every kind that men can imagine comes to this place to choose their mates. After Chaucer's literature began associating St. Valentine's Day with courtly love, this eventually developed into the 18th century English tradition of presenting flowers, offering confectionaries, and sending Valentine gifts and greeting cards. The development of Valentine has been shown above, from when Saint Valentine was killed to 1496 AD, when February 14 was designated Valentine's Day. Chaucer's work promoted the idea of Valentines, which developed in the 18th century into the tradition of presenting flowers. In the 21st century, Valentine signifies that all that is represented in the 18th century with a little addition. To summarize, although originating from the Western world, Valentine has become a global phenomenon. It is not a recent concept or celebration, and over time there have been evident changes in how it is perceived and celebrated. It was not at first the expression of love and was not really about romance, which has changed in the 21st century. In the 21st century, we can see that it is about romance, about love, to mention a few. So guys, you can check out my website for more of this. Thank you and bye. Happy Valentine. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Bye.